Okay people, here goes. This is my very first video, so it ain't gonna be good. What our challenge is gonna be is fabric beads. I wanted to share with you some of mine. These are just felt beads that I have added beads or stitching to just to make them a little more decorative. These beads are a fabric tube. I wrap it around a dowel like this with a tiny square inside of here of the batting. I don't know if you can see that or not. I pin it and I do several of them like this, and then I set and stitch them all at one time. All I do is stitch the ends, stitch the seam, and then just add whatever I want. You can add other pieces of fabric, you can add yarns, you can add stitches, you can add beads. It's totally anything goes. I will show some step-by-step pictures of how I do these. These beads are all different, as you can see. Some are wrapped with ribbon, and some are patchworked, and some are just one solid sheet of fabric. And this one is kind of fun. I'm seeing pom-poms and tassels everywhere, so I decided to do me one with a stamped word and put pom-poms on it. When I do these big ones, what I do with them is I use a piece of felt and I cut it just like you're going to cut paper beads. You take it and you taper it however far you want to taper. If you want it really thick in the middle, thin, all the same size, it's totally up to you. And then I take plastic tubing, cut it as wide as this is. Yes, I just used my good shears for plastic. And then I'm going to wrap this around very snug and tight. I'm not wrapping real good, just so you get the idea. Again, I pin it or I just take some thread and tack it down. And now you will pick up this is a silk ribbon, but you can, I'm just using it because it's handy. But you can wrap whatever you want, wrap it around it, or use small little pieces and wrap it around. After you get your fabric on it, you just start stitching. I always stitch everything down, stitch my ends. I like to do a lot of stitches around the ends because it just seems to tie it all together and makes it look more finished, and it seems to kind of taper it in a little bit. And then I add the beads, the pom-poms. I've started adding sequins, just whatever I happen to find, and that's how I make those. Thank you.